We are live.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield Gentleman with my brother Miguel at Culebra's Lounge, filming our podcast live as we like to do on Wednesdays. Today's Wednesday is starting to get hot.
Yeah. There's no way around it. It is warm out there. It's gonna be warm tomorrow. It's gonna be warm the next day. So no use complaining about it. At least we're inside a well AC building, so I'm not gonna be too sad about that.
Very true.
Yeah.
Now, we did not finish Loki, the second part or the second episode just yet. It's still playing on the background, so we did watch a bit of it. We ended up watching Mythic Quest first as we got to the club a little late, and this Mythic Quest was pretty darn good. But before we get into it, do we have an intro for this? Yes,
we definitely have an intro.
Let's get that intro before we get into the cigars that we're smoking and the drinks that we're partaking in.
100%. All right, guys, we'll see you right after this.
I don't know if this is true, but every time I look back on the years, I feel like I wasted my youth. How did I get so cold? How do I wind up every single day going through this life all alone? When am I gonna change? Another day, another month, another year, and still I feel just the same. Help me, I can't shake this feeling away. Help me, I feel like I'm going insane. Help me, I got nowhere to go, I'm afraid. Help me turn this around here today. There's no laughter these days. Far too seldom do I get the chance to even put a smile on my face.
All right, there we go, guys. How's everyone doing today? Again, it is Wednesday. It is the podcast episode, and we have a little bit of a treat for today. We're doing the Erez Cigars Maduro. I'm having the Maduro in the 6x60. Do not know the blend, but
I got a picture of the blends. They actually just sent it to me, but unfortunately the picture was too small. When I try to blow it up,
you can't read it.
I can't read it. So I will get with them after this. I still have a Maduro left because you did smoke your Connecticut yesterday. That's what I'm smoking. And they actually have a Habano as well. They have 3 different blends, and they each come in like 6+ sizes. So they have a full range when it comes to that. But I'll try to get a clear picture of that. So when I post the other one, I can definitely post what the blends are, because it does look like there's a good description. I can't read it. It's just too small of a picture. So
good.
I do apologize for that. But yeah, brand new company to me. Never heard of Erez Cigars before. The bands are somewhat reminiscent of Davidoff, as Jeremy was pointing out. But a very nice white and gold band here.
I'm not close enough, really. I think yours would be more along the lines as far as band and wrapper color itself. This is a little darker than most Davidoffs out there. But if you could show that off a little too. It absolutely reminds me a little bit of Davidoff. I mean, if you look at it from that far away, you could see the resemblance. Mm-hmm. Although I don't know if they really make anything in this size. They're not really known for big ring gauges.
No. I will have to say thank you to Ashley, who was the one that supplied us with these cigars. She is an ambassador for the company.
Yes.
And she wanted us to try them out. So she came by Cigars and More yesterday and dropped off one of each for Miguel and I. And that's why we're going to be smoking it today. Now we have 2 different pairings going with this. Both of them are actually fantastic. One of my favorite drinks just to sip on, of course, is a Johnny Walker Black. That is what Miguel is having on the rocks. And something that I've heard about before but never actually bought until this past weekend is this Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select Eric Church Edition. So for those of you that don't know, Eric Church is a musician.
What?
Mm-hmm. And he actually loves Jack Daniel's so much, he'll actually buy barrels for himself and his tour people. So what they did is they took the Select, because Select varies ever so slight from bottle to bottle, and he actually tweaked some to what he liked, and that's what we came out with this Eric Church edition. We bought this for $100 here in town at Green Acres Liquor. I didn't really check around because the only place in town that I saw that had it, so I wasn't going to complain about the price.
Yeah, I gotta say, well, the prices over there are usually right down the middle. They don't overcharge, honestly. They're not going to be the cheapest out there. If you're bargain hunting, it's not so much for that. It's the selection they have and the quality they have. You're not just looking like, oh, I want to get the cheapest bottle I can find kind of thing.
Right.
This is definitely something quality. Definitely appreciate it. But I want to get a bottle of the rye too. I just like having a bottle of single barrel rye on hand. So I like to sip on that one a lot too. Black Label, on the other hand, I might have put too much of the rocks in there as far as rocks goes. And I just let the little button boop. I need to get the big ice trays again. I got some of those for the house. I need some for here.
Yeah.
Just one ice cube, one big one to kind of do its job. I don't think we'd infuse them like we did for the
not
Hennessy.
for the Hennessy.
I can't think of anything that would make the whiskey better.
Right.
So that would be fun to figure out. Not so much to try. I don't think I could do it.
I will say that when it comes to Johnny Walker, the only one I will not sip on is the red. And of course, if you guys know Johnny Walker's company, even they will tell you red was not meant to be sipped. Red was meant to be mixed. That is their inexpensive mixer for your people that like to make cocktails. Black is the first one it's the second one on their list right after the red.
Yep.
But they said this one is the one you're supposed to sip. As far as Jack Daniels goes, you guys know I've had almost every Jack Daniels you can think of from top to bottom. Even the honey and the apple and the cinnamon, which I don't care for, but I've had them.
At least tried them.
I absolutely love Jack Daniels. I know some people kind of scoff at, oh, it's so cheap, you don't have a good palate. I don't care. I think the Jack Daniels Sinatra Select is fantastic, and this Eric Church version is right underneath that. It is delicious. If you guys haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend you getting a bottle of it, just trying it. Absolutely fantastic to sip on. I have here a couple fingers of it. I've had a couple fingers of it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. I honestly would put this up there with the double black or the green easily, as far as if you're going to go comparison to the two companies right here.
Yeah.
The Gentleman Jack is kind of creeping on there into something a little better, too. Of course, Jack Daniels, I didn't sip on it, but definitely more mixing just for that number 7. Nothing wrong with that. A mixing drink is what a lot of people want. You got to have that mixed drink option for everybody.
Did you do that on purpose with my glass?
What?
It's a Gentleman Jack glass?
No, I just grabbed the first one.
I was like, JG, why does that look familiar?
That was not at all intentional.
Or GJ, sorry, GJ.
Wow, there you go. Gentleman Jack Gallahan glasses. No, I'm just kidding.
There are some Jack Daniels, some Johnny Walkers that I've not yet tried. I haven't had green. Excuse me.
You talked about green here before.
No, I haven't tasted it.
Oh,
though.
you didn't do it. Okay, it's good.
I've had the blue. Obviously, I've had the black. I've had the red. I've had the platinum and the gold. I've even had the special edition White Walker edition, which was pretty darn good as well. There's also a Jane Walker that I'd like to try.
From them?
Yeah, they switch up the walking guy with the walking lady, and I'd definitely like to try that.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like they should get their own whiskey instead of appropriating another one.
I've also tried some of the distillers special ones, like the sherry cast and all those other ones that they come out with once a year.
Yeah, there's some
those
nice
are good. I
there.
wish I'd bought more of those when they came out.
They have the summer blends and
because
whatnot.
they're really nice, and then of course they really don't come out again. They always do something different. So always nice to get an extra bottle of that if you can have the proper place to store them. But I just didn't think ahead and did not do it. So definitely look for those if you guys can. And if you guys like Johnny Walker, I even though it is a blended Scotch, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I really dig it. I mean, when it comes to alcohol, that's Scotch and whiskey. These are probably my two go-tos right here.
It's
Jack Daniels, Johnny Walker.
Absolute
There's some other
staples.
higher end stuff that's absolutely fantastic out there. Yes, I do like a good tequila, a good beer here and there. But when it comes to my alcohol of choice, Johnny Walker Black, and then of course Jack Daniel's Sinatra. Probably my 1-2 punch.
No, easy choices right there. Those are for the more of the. It's gonna be a session kind of night. I'm gonna have more than one drink, or I'm gonna have a little bit more than 2 or 3 drinks that I know of. There's definitely other ones out there. I really much appreciate like Whistle Pig, Macallan, or whatnot.
Oh yeah,
there's plenty of great drinks out there. But like you said, if I'm gonna spend a little bit of money,
yeah,
and I know I'm gonna enjoy it, this every time right here.
I want to just take this quick second, guys. Again, I'm sorry if we're not getting to your comments. Again, this is for the podcast, but I did want to take a second to thank Jeff for coming in yesterday. Even though he's only here for a couple of days now, he's up waiting for his flight. He said it was absolutely fantastic getting to talk to you yesterday, sir. Thank you for stopping by. We hope to see you again. And anybody that has time to get out to Bakersfield, come into Cigars and More. If it's after hours, we can definitely bring you over here to Culebras and enjoy the AC that we have out here when it's 95 plus at night.
Yeah, yep. Oh, definitely going to break the rule one more time here because Matt is checking in on YouTube, and he said that he's passing through Bakersfield on Friday. So keep us posted on that, brother. We actually might be out of state on Friday.
Right.
Not yet planned, but there is that possibility. So keep us posted. We'll keep you posted. We'd love to see you here.
If not, and he's passing around at 2:00, we can have him on the show.
That's also true. Yeah, that is very true. And Erez Cigars checking in as we're watching this.
Fantastic.
Hope you're having a great day.
So I have just lit mine up, just starting to get into it. So I'm going to let this develop a little bit, guys, before I get into what I'm getting as flavor notes.
Okay.
But again, this is the 6x60. So it's a bigger cigar than I'm used to.
I usually go for a smaller size as well, a smaller ring gauge.
But by all means, it doesn't have a bad hand feel at all. It actually feels really nice and comfortable in the hand.
No, not at all. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I'm getting a little bit of chocolatey notes from this Maduro right now. Very much enjoying that. It is pairing very well with this Johnny Walker. Although Johnny Walker Black, you really can't. It's almost like coffee. You can't go wrong with what you're pairing with cigar.
Oh yeah.
Unless something really out there, like Candela might not be good for it, or certain Connecticut's or Habanos. A little spicier with that Habano.
Now that is the one that we are missing from this trio. We have the Maduro, we have the Connecticut, we don't have the Habano.
That's okay. That's okay because I'm enjoying the Maduro right now. I actually very much like the Connecticut. That was a coffee cigar for sure. Nice and mellow, good output, good construction, solid cigar through and through. I had that yesterday actually with Ashley Ashes. Excuse me. She made her way over here to Bakersfield, so that was nice of her.
Yeah,
and,
stop in and say hi. Yeah, that was really cool.
And what was I gonna say? Oh my goodness. There are other branches that we're talking about here, of course. Like Frankie mentioned, Black Label, or excuse me, Johnny Walker with their Black Label and whatnot, and they have their different cask finishes. They've got plenty of that stuff.
Yep.
But one that we didn't talk about yet that we got to get on the show again is Rabbit Hole whiskey, because Rabbit Hole also has those diesel cigars, which are friggin' phenomenal.
I got a bottle of Rabbit Hole up there.
We still have some?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did not realize that. I thought we finished it off. Oh, no, we just bought it. We just bought it. My goodness. I already forgot.
Yeah, that was one of the bottles that Cigars and More were so kind as to donate to our cause of our liquor cabinet.
Gotta keep that going. Of course, the Culebras liquor cabinet is an open to the public, open to members, I should say. Whiskey and rum, and there's a little bit of gin in there. Tequila, a lot of that. A lot more tequila than I thought there would be.
Yeah, the other day, and this is why Cigars and More went out and got us some bottles, is we were here at the club and we wanted to have some whiskey. And so I go to my locker and I realized, well, I don't have any more alcohol in my locker because we have so much stuff for giveaways.
We couldn't fit anymore.
We couldn't fit any more stuff in there. So it's all giveaway stuff in both lockers. And so I went to the liquor cabinet, and it's all ports and tequila, which tequila is great, but sometimes when you want whiskey, you want whiskey. So we're like, wow, we're really low. So through the graciousness of Cigars and More, they said, here, get some bottles. We're getting 3 great bottles. And at that time, I was like, well, I'm going to get myself this because I really want this. And then yesterday, Miguel bought that because he knows I'm a big fan of that as well. And we didn't have any on hand. So
actually, a funny story about that I'd like to tell in just a second. But Erez, since we have you on, and we do apologize, we'll get to everybody's comments after the show too. But since we have you on, if you wouldn't mind helping us out, we couldn't get a hold of the blends. I would love to hear about the blends on the Maduro and the Connecticut for right now.
Yeah, the picture was just too small when I tried to blow it up. it was a little grainy and I couldn't really read what it says, but they said that they're all 5-year age cigars.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing in the comments. And I just realized once he put out full-bodied cigars, 5-year aging, that I wanted to ask about the blends too, just to make sure we can get that information out there to everybody. No, we'll repeat it for the podcast, obviously. But
it's a very simple band, guys. You know how a lot of bands will go super ornate. I mean, obviously you can see on the table, there's tons of bands with a lot of stuff going on. And this one is just a super clean, super simple, a basic oval with the 2 bands that wrap around, name of the cigar company. And that's really it, guys. Very, very simple.
And a clean footband.
Yeah, very, very minimalist, very, very clean, very nice. It reminds me of the rebranding of Crux, how they went super minimal with their stuff.
Yeah, and honestly, sometimes less is more. You have more of a unified look. You have a cleaner look, which sticks out amongst the all the glitter that's out there. I don't know if that's how the saying goes. All the glitter is not gold or something like that. Sometimes you don't need to be flashy to have substance. So I like the look. I appreciate when things aren't super complex and super over the top and takes away from the cigar.
Leave the complexity for the blends.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. But back to the Jack Daniels or the Johnny Walker. We're actually looking for that bottle for a few places, and the prices were way higher, or they didn't have black at all. I think they had like the double black, which was like $100. So I was like, no, that's not what I pay for black label. And then finally, at a gas station you go to all the time and never look at their liquor.
All the time.
I'm only there.
Oh, we had once. We've got a couple mini bottles. That was about it.
That's what the guy thought I wanted. I pointed to one, and I pointed to this guy, and I think he saw the one next to me. Like, oh, which was the mini bottle you want? No. I need the 750 milliliter, please. I need the big guy. I need at least the staple size. But it was a much better price, like $33.
Oh, wow.
So it cut it down by a lot. So there is that chance that you can go bargain hunting too.
So that was $33.
$30. Yeah, $30.
Okay. So in the comments, guys, we may not get to all of them, but if you guys can help me out, those of you guys that are watching, in your area, what are the prices for a bottle, a standard size bottle, 750 milliliters of Johnny Walker Black
in your area? Yeah.
And what is the price of the Jack Daniel's Special Edition Single Barrel Select Eric Church? Let me know in the comments. I want to see if we're paying about standard prices, if we're more expensive, less expensive. Let me know in the comments, guys.
My feeling is that this is going to be on the money. This guy's going to be just a little bit cheaper because I don't think they knew what they had actually. Because it's a mom and pop shop, so they could just mark out however they want. And it's been sitting there for a minute. It had a little bit of dust on it. I'm not going to lie. But whiskey's still good.
Now, I will say...
It wasn't in the sun. That's an important thing. I'm going, Mike.
I will say I have seen Johnny Walker Blue at a couple of gas stations. They'll have 1 or 2 bottles. Usually order them around Christmas time for last-minute gifts. People say, oh, let me get that Johnny Walker Blue.
You're talking about the gift set with the 2 glasses?
No, I'm talking just the bottle.
Just
the box and the bottle.
Box and bottle.
They usually will charge anywhere from $210 to $240, $250 for them. Whereas we've always bought our Johnny Walker Blue at Costco for about $170 to $180.
180 tops over.
So sometimes going to Costco and checking out what they have isn't a bad idea.
Oh, 100%.
Sometimes you can find better prices over at Bevmo. Obviously, there's better selections such as Green Acres where they just have everything.
It's to the brim.
It really depends on how much you're willing to spend and what you want. The next bottle I want to get is the Dalmar Cigar Malt. I think that comes in right around $150. So I'll get that next month, and I'm going to start building a decent collection of whiskeys that I like, as well as I need to get back into my fragrances because I have really let that lax.
Yes, you have.
I'm down to
I'm really disappointed.
2 or 3 inexpensive fragrances, and then the one that I wear almost every day is the Dolce & Gabbana The One, which I really like. But with it being summer and it's being too warm out, that one really does not work well in the summer.
Yeah, lighter, please. And I'm being told that the cigars are Dominican Republic puros. It's all tobacco from the Dominican Republic. Probably why I'm enjoying them so much. So no complaint here. I just want to touch this up a little bit on one side. This is the Maduro I'm having. It's a full body with full fillers. I am enjoying it. It is stacking very well as far as the ash goes. Again, nice chocolatey notes. A little bit of coffee on the back and a little bit of leather. It's very good so far. I am enjoying this.
I'm getting hay. I'm getting wood. No spice whatsoever. Very smooth, very slow burn with a good draw. Decent smoke output. Again, you guys know I like to see a ton of smoke. That does not mean that cigar is good or bad, whether there's a lot of smoke or not. It's just something I like to see. This one, it's about a medium amount of smoke right now. If it opens up a bit more and really starts letting it out, more like Miguel's is doing, that would be more at my boat. I just like when I'm smoking, I see the smoke. It lets me know I am smoking.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just go after the flavors. It's in the smoke. So there should be smoke coming off. I am puttering away on my foot smoke. And yeah, like you said, some guys don't like to see that. I enjoy it. I think it's a sign that it's a healthy burn, just going along, doing its business.
I've got a very oily smoke, too, in the mouth. As far as the Connecticut goes, the one that I'm having.
I agree with that. I felt that when I had mine yesterday. All the tobacco is aging 4 to 5 years, and the cigars are rolled cigars are rolled aging for 5 years. So after it's rolled, it's aged for another 5 years. Let it sit, let it really congeal to the flavors, if you will. I like that as well. It's like a good wine or a whiskey that we're talking about this entire time. Time is its friend, as long as you keep it in a well controlled environment. Now, once it's in the bottle like this, time is no longer its friend. It's just going to stand the test of time as long as this is sealed. As long as you keep it at a proper temperature, not too hot. Talking like all of a sudden you're at 85, 90 degrees.
If you're comfortable, it's comfortable.
Yeah, and out of the sun.
Yeah.
Keep your whiskeys out of the sun. Your vodka, who cares? Tequila, unless it's what the heck is it called? A silver, then I don't care. You put it in the sun.
If you crack that bottle of tequila, you need to drink that within 6 months. If you take any longer than that to drink that bottle, it's going to start losing all the flavor. Tequila is the only spirit that I know that does that.
Yep.
But again, you've got that 6 month window when it comes to tequila. So
I would like to test that with gin, because I've never really saved a gin bottle. We'll get like one at a time, and then we'll make a bunch of different drinks with it. Yeah. I like my gin and tonics. I like my gin and soda. So we don't buy a bunch of gin bottles, so they don't last long. Because you have one gin and juice, whatever have you.
Just a shot of gin.
Sometimes I like that. The juniper is really nice. It's a different flavor. The bitters are good. These cigars we're smoking right now are in 2018. So this is already the creation of the age that they added to it, plus another 3 years on there. It is a well-aged cigar. It is, now I won't say mellow, but it's not, there's no bite to it.
Oh, this is extremely smooth and mellow.
Yeah, smooth. Thank you. Smooth is the proper word.
Yeah, extremely. And again, the wrapper color on mine is like a light tan to it, whereas there's that nice, deep, rich
chocolate bar brown. This is exactly what milk chocolate should look like, even a little bit darker. Get into those dark cows, if you will. This is a color I like to see, nice and veiny. I never bothered me for that. Yeah, it's a very well constructed cigar right now, and a lot of our buddies want something bigger like this. Some of the regulars are golfers. They want something that's going to last them a few holes. This is going to last you a while. Right?
Oh yeah.
In fact, we are 23 minutes in. I probably started about 20.
I'd even say 20 minutes ago, and it's barely getting down past the inch mark. So it's a very, very slow burn. Again, it is a 6x60 cigar, and they do have a range of sizes, so you're not stuck to that one size.
I do appreciate that. Yeah, I understand when people come out with less SKUs because it's less to test later on with the FDA rules coming up. But that has again been pushed back to 2022 right now. But they are also having a very big issue right now where they want to test the manufacturing of cigars. So everything's regulated in a certain way, which would allow the FDA to step in and check stuff out on that end. But how do you regulate an industry that's not inside your jurisdiction?
You don't.
You cannot. You can tell when it's importing. Yes, I get that. But when it's made, how do you tell some other country how to do their job? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't get it. I do not get that whatsoever.
Yeah, so, I mean, yes, there are some cigars made in the U.S., but it's a very minimal SKU compared to the rest of the industry.
Right.
They're still great cigars, but they're doing things almost the exact same way you would do overseas. It's time tested. It's heritage to the entire industry. It is what it is. It can't change in some huge new way that they want to, I don't know, they want to streamline the situation. I don't understand why they are looking into that, because no matter how you roll the cigar, it's going to be the same tobacco. It might change up the flavors, it might change up the construction, how it smokes, but that doesn't make it less or more dangerous for you. It doesn't make it a healthier cigar if you do tubos versus the bunch. It's not going to make it GMO friendly if you do a cut and add tobacco where you need it, or if it's all long filler or short filler, it's still tobacco. That's why I really do appreciate like the short fill cigars from time to time, like those papas fritas. And there's a lot of them out there. I really like the Cedar Room Select actually when we could get that in, and they were never exactly the same.
The Cedar Room Select was a great budget friendly cigar. If you guys can find them, especially in the mini Magnum, which is a little short bullet looking guy, that thing was phenomenal. I know you preferred the Churchill, but that short Magnum, if you guys find it, it's like 3.5, maybe 4 inches. I think it's like a 58 ring gauge. It was just a fun little cigar to smoke. And like Miguel was saying, they used short fill, so every cigar tasted just a little differently than the others. But they were all really, really nice smokes.
Some of them wildly differently, but I never had a bad one.
Right.
Because they were all nice and mellow. It was again a good go-to cigar because they're all again Cedar Room Select, cedar flavors, Connecticut, very light blend. So it would not offend those who might not be heavier smokers, but you want to get a good amount of cigars. They had their Robusto, they had that Magnum, and they had their Churchill. And I think the difference in price was like $1. It went from $4 to $6 or something like that in California. Yeah. That's insane for the quality you were getting. And it was not a bundle cigar. It was in its own box. They were big boxes, like if you talk about the Rocky Patel Edge, how they have those huge boxes of them. It comes with one size in one box. And we've got like 5 of them, I think, at the shop.
Yeah, the short Magnum was a box of 50.
Yeah, it was a box of 50 on its own. The Churchill was, I think, the same. I think they were all 50. They were just big boxes.
Right.
And I guess technically it's kind of a bundle, but it's still in a box. They treated it like a good cigar.
They had bands?
Yeah, they treated it like a proper cigar. Of course, you can get bands on anything. I don't think a band is going to tell you it's a good cigar or not.
Very true.
I think where am I thinking? Brian over at Pravada with the Farm Rolled is showing a lot of people the band does not make a cigar because a lot of people are like, it's a very hit and miss sometimes. Like, oh, I loved this one, or I didn't care for these at all. I'm not going to do that anymore. But certain guys find those flavors that they're looking for. Sans band, no band needed. It's not going to affect your flavor
right
by the end of it, unless you are literally smoking through the band, which you probably shouldn't because it's usually paper.
Unless it's the Leaf by Oscar,
Leaf by Oscar. Then go ahead, have fun, go crazy with it, but it's not. I wouldn't recommend it. I've done it a couple of times, but usually just to remind myself I can.
Can you read the comment we had there?
Yeah. Erez, you guys smoking the same blend cigars, only the wrapper is different. So how much does it make it different? Okay. Honestly, there's a lot of chocolatey and coffee notes in this one compared to when I had the Connecticut. So I had my Connecticut yesterday. I was sitting with Ash, smoking that up. Great cigar. I very much appreciated it for a larger ring gauge Connecticut. Mm-hmm. And I'm being told it is an Ecuadorian Connecticut. Again, with that same aging process, a long age, which it's, again, a good thing for cigars. They deserve to rest.
Yeah.
And I think Saka said it best. He wants the product out to you when it's ready. He doesn't give it to you before then. So it depends on the manufacturer when it's ready. And in this case, it takes a couple years.
Yep. And I do have a Maduro right here, still in the Stelo here that Ash gave me. So I will probably end up smoking that next just so I can see what the differences are. I like when companies will use the same blend and change the wrapper. It really, really shows you exactly how important choosing the correct wrapper leaf is because of the vast differences in notes you're going to get off of the wrappers. Everything else is, the fillers are the same. The binder is the same. But that one ever so important leaf of the wrapper is going to show you exactly how much flavor differences you can get between San Andreas Maduro and an Ecuadorian Connecticut.
100%.
So I am anticipating some big differences in notes from this one to that one.
As you should. This guy's a little bit heavier, but it's not going to knock you on your socks. I appreciate something in the middle ground right there, which is what this guy is. It's not overpowering. I didn't need to have a big meal before this. Going very well with my black label still. So I can see this going well with a reposado or an anejo. Maybe not a silver, a little too much of a bite. I usually don't smoke and drink, or I don't usually smoke and drink a silver tequila.
Mhm.
Silver tequila is on its own. It's got its own agenda. It's got its own plans for me. Maybe Taco Tuesday would be good for that. Let me think. I was gonna say something else. I totally spaced on what it was pertaining to the cigars. I would like to try this in a smaller ring gauge. I would like to see what it does when that wrapper is giving more of a chance to shine.
Right.
'Cause the less filler you have, the more the binder and the wrapper have a chance to really show you what they can do. And
Absolutely.
this is a great binder. Or this is a great wrapper, excuse me. You can see there's no cracks to mine. Nice and oily. I could feel it. At the same time, it's not completely silky smooth. I kind of like that. I prefer something with a little bit of
Tooth.
a little bit of character. I want to call it character because
Call it character.
tooth just sounds like it's rough, and it is. It can be rough, and this isn't rough. This is just a little bit to it. But I think that is a bad way to describe it because then people think, oh, the smoother it is, the better the cigar is going to be. It's more refined. It's not the case.
No.
Certain leaves are just more character to them. They've got better character. Nothing wrong with that. I think some of them get overlooked because of that. You feel it, and all of a sudden it's like, man, this is like sandpaper.
Yeah.
No, that's what it's supposed to be. It's a naturally occurring thing in the
Mhm.
plant. We haven't even talked about Loki, by the way.
We haven't. Well, I really don't want to talk about it because I didn't get to finish it, so I don't know where it's going to end up.
I'll talk about it. I don't care for it.
You just don't care for it in general, though. You don't understand the creative process that goes into it. It's not one of those zombie movies that just slap together some nonsense and say, oh, George Romero. And that's
You
it.
really gonna make me do this? Well, being that they've never done anything like this before, Marvel has never come out with a TV series supposed to tie into their stuff. Completely original idea.
Mhm.
Never have they ever talked about time travel
Right.
or thrown in an actor who they just really wanted to get into a series, even
Right.
if it's just for a quick role. Like, I don't know, Jeff Goldblum or the chick who plays the ancient one or whatever from Doctor Strange, or any of them.
Right.
I love Marvel. This is not my favorite Marvel. This is my least favorite so far of all the series.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care if he's a time cop. I want Loki to do Loki stuff.
Give him
And
time.
he
He's
is-
going to.
He's not doing
Get
anything.
it?
Loki.
Give him time.
Oh, give him time. Owen Wilson's a great actor, and he's not really getting a chance to be himself either.
Yeah,
He's
that's
being
true.
a stuffy desk jockey / detective who's trying to see some action.
Time detective.
Doesn't even know how to ride a Sea-Doo or a jet ski. They're the
Right.
same thing, right?
No.
What's a Sea-Doo then?
Okay, I always thought jet skis were the ones where you stand up on them, the old school ones, and the Sea-Doos were the ones where you sat down on them.
So is it reverse?
I don't know. I'm not a big water person when it comes to that. I like to swim or boogie board.
You don't know how to swim.
I absolutely
You're
know how
like
to
one of the
swim.
only Navy who like, oh my god, water. Ooh.
I passed my swim calls on the first try.
Yeah, because your swim qualifications then were like, make sure you know what water is, and you're like,
I was like, that's it.
that's right there.
Like, no, that's
No,
a bench.
I'm lying 100%. How tall was that jump?
That shit was like 40 feet.
That's gay. I don't like. Oh, excuse me. That's
And-
terrible.
And,
I
and
don't
they
like
said,
that.
okay, get to the edge. I was like, you sure about that?
Not.
No, we got a
fan.
perfectly good ladder right there. We can climb down.
I do. I've always thought of a video where like we go to places you can't smoke cigars, and just smoke a cigar until someone complains. Like, all right, fine, whatever. And usually it's going to probably be another person versus it is someone with authority
Right.
to tell you can't and like give you a fine or something, because that's how it usually works.
Yeah.
There are plenty of let me speak to the manager type people out there. And I want to do it at the Ventura Pier. I want to be at the edge of the pier smoking it, and then I want to very vigorously agree with that person. Like, you're right. I'm a terrible person that jump into the water just to see what their reaction would be.
The thing is, so you're going to throw the cigar in the ocean.
And I'm going to go with it. Me and the cigar, just jump in. But then I don't want to litter, you know?
True.
I know it's a leaf and it will disintegrate, but it might make a fish sick. I don't know how fish react to tobacco.
Very true. So, Erez Cigars will be at Cigar World in New Jersey on Friday for Father's Day weekend.
We're a little far from there. I would love to go check that out. I have not been to Cigars World. I have not been to New Jersey for a cigar event or excursion yet. And there are plenty of cool lounges on the East Coast. Even if you exclude Florida,
Right.
there's still beautiful lounges up and down that. Because I mean, Florida obviously
Except
awesome.
Nat
lounges.
Sherman.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Nat Sherman. Not the company, because they are coming back in a different name. Same blend, same wonderful cigars. They do have some good stuff out there.
They do.
And let's go into that another time. So I
Okay.
want to get all my facts straight.
Please.
But you're absolutely right. Like, very sad that that lounge is no longer there. Even if it would have been just to visit one time, I would have loved that.
That would have been iconic.
So we as well take the cigars that you smoke and press it to box press. Okay, so it's a box press of the same version. I've always liked to compare the same cigar in a traditional size to a box press and see the differences. I think it does make a difference. A lot of the cases they are subtle, but they are differences.
This is developing into a little butteriness to it, where you kind of feel that extra little bit of oil on your lips.
This is the only reason I can actually because the last 3 days I've eaten nothing but chicken, broccoli, and tuna.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I don't like it at all. But I want to get that summer bod.
I already got mine.
I'm gonna look good for PCA. All right? I'm gonna get that V going on. Get that nice V.
Oh,
I'm
you're gonna keep,
no, I'm
keep going. I was like,
stopping
whoa.
right there. Watch Always Sunny if you guys want to rest. But the food is terrible
Mhm.
when you eat healthy. At least the way I'm doing it, you can make food that's healthy, that's delicious, amazing. But I don't need to because I have cigars with a bunch of different flavors. You got nice spices, you got chocolate notes, you got coffee and cream.
Wait, isn't that
flavors.
gonna mess you up?
A little bit, but for every one of these is about 40 calories. Every normal shot, every normal ounce.
You have
And
like 3 shots in there.
I had 2 tops. I didn't even
Not the
do.
way
I
you
didn't even
pour.
do that. No, because I had a bunch of ice.
That adds 40 calories. Shit.
Yeah, sure.
In
Ice,
a glass, another 1,000 calories.
probably. But you know what?
You can have 5,000 calories right there in that one glass.
What do you go? Well, if that guy that we got a free lesson from is anything to be trusted, I'm still like the
Oh, you're
compounding
still
factors,
burning calories.
1,000. Yeah,
from
this okay.
2014.
We have to go into this for a second because this makes no sense if we don't tell it. We went to a gym to test it out. He gave us like that 7-week or not
7-day trial.
7-day trial, and then he kind of gave us the spiel of one of those days, just kind of like give us the price point and stuff, which you need. But he gets there, he's like, okay, you might want a trainer. It would help out. Like, okay, you work late nights, probably go to fast food a lot, right? Like, yeah, we eat out a lot because we don't have really time to cook. Like, you just give me that money, and I will put it into your training. Boom. I was like, well, that's the money I use to eat. So I don't know about that. And the next thing he starts going into the calorie compound for weightlifting,
Right.
which it is true because you have to burn calories to rebuild your muscle.
Yeah, but not the way he just said it.
But the way he did the math a little weird, I think, and he knows what he's talking about, I think, but he just messed up in that situation and kind of went with it.
Apparently, if you do squats on a Monday,
You're burning like
you're still
20,000
burning calories 3 months later.
minimum.
Yeah,
You're like,
from that Monday.
it started at like the compound, like, okay, so it's like 500 that day if you do a really hard exercise, and the next couple of days it builds up to about 1,200, 1,500 calories a day from that first exercise, and then kind of plateaus from it. You go about 20,000 calories a day burning.
Yeah,
So I think he was using Common Core where the steps count more than the actual answer. And then the price point, which came in crazy because it was a $250 starting fee and a $300 setup for the first 6 months of membership or the first 6 months of training. Boom, gone, washed away.
Yeah.
And we'll give you a bag. And it was a boom.
He saw $1 million setup. Boom, stop for you guys. I like you guys.
He did say boom. That's not a lie.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, it's a sales pitch. And he's got to make it sound good. He's got to make it sound worth our while. But, yeah, he's basically like, give me all the money you guys use for food and put it towards training. I was like, we still got to eat, bro.
I prefer food. I do not care about a good body if I'm not eating at all.
Yeah,
That sounds terrible. Although, still ended up picking that gym over the other one next to it because it smelled like feet, and some dude looked like he wanted to stab us. Like the moment we walked
His
in.
other gym was hella sketchy.
Yeah, it is now closed down. I believe both of them are.
Yeah.
But that's just because you shouldn't go to those ones. I don't want to go into the names because they still have other ones open, but not a fan. Not a fan. All right, I'm reaching almost a halfway point with this. Erez cigars. I'm having the Maduro version. Frankie's having the Connecticut. Keeping you guys posted on that. Still smoking very well. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of wood notes. No spice whatsoever. From top to bottom, I'm getting 0 spice. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. So those guys who might not be a big spice fan, this might be a cigar in your alley. Again, it's burning very well, at least 35 to like 37 minutes so far. And I'm not even in really into the second third. I'm barely getting into it. So there's going to be a lot of burn time off this guy.
Yeah, I'm thinking hour and a half.
Yeah, I think so. It's a 6x60. It's a bigger guy. It's a Gordo. You're going to get more smoke. Is what it is.
Again, for me, guys, it's buttery. It is woody. Also, no spice. Very, very oily on the palate. I mean, you feel it. It coats your entire palate as you smoke it. It is opening up a little bit when it comes to the smoke output. The draw is still very nice. An enjoyable cigar so far.
I agree. They are very enjoyable. It's going to be one of those things that if it was a different size, if I went with one of the Robusto or something, I could do back-to-back too.
Mm-hmm.
I could session these, or like this, just have one bigger guy and enjoy it for a longer period of time. Watch this for a movie while we're here at Culebras. TVs everywhere. Can play some pool, enjoy this, or just hang out with the buddies. I do want to try it in a smaller ring gauge just because I want to see if that affects the flavor as well. The blend percentage is affected just as much as what you're putting into it.
Sorry, allergies are getting to me right now.
I can see. We'll probably wrap this in a minute, and we'll wrap it at the 45-minute, all right?
Okay.
Keep your face from falling apart on you.
Sorry, guys. It's getting that time of the year. My allergies starting to act up, and I take my allergy pill, but it takes about a week for it to kick in. So,
well, that's only if you actually start taking it. Have you even started taking it yet?
No.
Jabroni. So you're going to be like this next Sunday or next Wednesday, this Friday and Monday at least. At the very, even if you start taking it right after the show, you're still going to be all sneezy.
I'll just take 7 of them. It's all good.
It does not work that way.
Pretty sure that's how it works.
And I know for a fact it doesn't.
Well, we'll test it.
Go ahead. Have fun with that. And you're going to be all sleepy and passed out. And I don't really know what it does to you.
I think we got to wrap it up.
All right. We're going to close it out for today, guys. I'm going to finish this here in Maduro. Excellent cigars. Erez Cigars. Check them out. They have their website. Let me get the proper name. Make sure I get this right for you. It is erezcigars.com. If you want to check them out. They also got some pretty cool merch. So nothing wrong with that. If you want to check that out as well. They have some galleries, some fan wall, how to choose a cigar, how to smoke a cigar. So they got some basic information too for your 101 needs. If you want to get a buddy into it and want to send them somewhere cool, check out erezcigars.com. Now, what the heck am I doing? Let's go.
I don't know. What are you doing? I can't see
I was at
what are you doing?
GBP, Great Britain pounds. Is that what that would be?
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm
because they're no longer part of the European Union.
Good for them, as they shouldn't be, because you know what? That was just a drain on their economy. It allowed people to just run into their country whenever they felt like it. I was all for Brexit. I think it was a good thing.
I don't live there, so I don't care either way.
What do you call it? Oh, you should care because they're one of our largest trading partners.
They aren't the largest. China's the largest.
Well, China's not going to China exit. So they're not going to Taiwan exit, Taiwan. They're not going to let them go anytime soon, all right?
Yeah, okay. Either way. It doesn't affect where I live, so I don't care.
It absolutely affects where you live.
Does not.
You just don't understand geopolitical politics, all right? You don't understand space politics either. You don't understand intergalactic trade, okay? We're at a real problem with the tall grays, okay? And we'll talk about that more on Girls Gore and Gin, because you are just a Philistine in this arena, and I don't appreciate it.
Anyways, you guys, that is going to do it for us. The Bakersfield Gentlemen's podcast, second, third podcast, is filmed live at Culebras Lounge every Wednesday at 2 p.m. when we're in town, obviously. Sponsored by Cigars and More Bakersfield on Rosedale Highway. And we are a Wasp Nest Videos production. You guys can check out our other show, Girls Gore and Gin, with Lauren and Joe and Miguel on Thursdays at 7 p.m. You guys on YouTube and Facebook. That is Girls Gore and Gin. Fantastic show. If you want to see a couple of very attractive ladies talk about occults, serial killers, abductions, paranormal,
all that good stuff.
All that great stuff. Wrapped into
everything
one.
Macabre and hopefully true. And then my face is on there too. I apologize for that. We'll fix that sooner or later. All right, guys, y'all have a great rest of your week. We will see you Friday, as we always do, at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time in this particular case, because of what time of year it is.
Yep.
Again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 o'clock, whatever the West Coast time will be. And every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. is the Great American Morning. Please check that out as well. Be sure to check out Melanie Cisco the little Cisco kid. She loves to use her Instagram, so check that out. And check out the Bakersfield Gentleman Instagram at, is it the Bakersfield Gentleman now?
The _Bakersfield _gentleman
You type in the Bakersfield Gentleman, we'll pop up.
will pop up. And
No
again, a
worries.
big thanks to Ashley for giving us these Erez cigars, and thank you for Erez Cigars checking in and giving us some information during the show.
Thank you, Big Ash, and thank you, Erez Cigars. We'd love to have you on the show, on one of the live shows, so you can answer questions directly to the audience. And we'll take it from there, guys. Y'all have a great day.